Okay, well, I got out to the range today and I dug out a rifle that I've more or less put together, built in 6.8 Remington special purpose cartridge. Now this was a popular thing a few years ago. I mean, people were crazy over them, and I built this rifle myself, or as some would say, because I got the upper assembled without the bolt in that from Palmetto State Armory, and it's been a good gun. And I just dragged it out and went to shoot it. I may start working on the 6.8, reloading for the 6.8 cartridge. Didn't really get into depth with it. Well, we'll take a look at the gun. I went out, shot some ammo at 100 yards. Then I got some of me on the range shooting at 200 yards. So we'll take a look at the gun and do the range thing and show you how it did at 200 yards. Okay, when you build one of these off-caliber ARs, there's really not much difference in them. It's a standard Anderson lower and a standard AR-15 parts kit. What's different is the barrel on this is different. I got this one, like I said, from Palmetto State Armory. It was a flat top with a mid-length handguard and gas system, the military-style front sight and bayonet lug, and the appropriate flash suppressor. And I believe, you can't really see it, but this is 6.8 SPC 2 1 in 11 twist MP CHF CL Palmetto, whatever that means. There's a standard style sight. I put one of these bolt-on handles with a A2 style rear, and everything else is, and then what will be different, the barrel, the bolt head, or the bolt, not the carrier, and when I pull it apart I'll show you, I put a bit of a heavy buffer in it. This was the first one I built outside of 5.56, so I kind of added these little dressed up little things to kind of show everyone that it wasn't in that caliber, but it doesn't matter. People still see this gun with all this stuff on it and think it is a 5.56. So what I do now is if I build any type of a different caliber, I will get an op handle and have the caliber on the back there. That's all I do. Like on my 300 blackouts and that's how I can tell they're 300 blackouts. So, like I said, I kind of like this configuration with the mid-length handguard and sight. And I put this Magpul kind of lightweight buttstock on there. And I kind of don't like it. I think that'll change. It's good, but it's just a little too flimsy. I don't get a good hold when I shoot with this cartridge, which has got a little bit more pop than the 5.56. So let me take it apart and I'll show you a couple different things about the gun. Okay, like I said, I believe the bolt carrier is the same, but it's the bolt head. It faces a lot larger. It's not a standard bolt. Then there's the bolt and the bolt carrier. So it takes a different bolt. Here's the op handle. And then on this here also, what I found in the carbine thing, I don't know if you can see it, I got an H3 buffer in there with a standard AR-15 carbine buffer spring, and that gets my cases to land at the 4 o'clock position properly. Now the ammunition I have been using, I've been using this stuff. This was back when it came out. It was kind of hard to find the ammo, and this stuff made in Czechoslovakia was what I found, and it was a 110 grain bullet. The bullet they designed this cartridge for is supposed to weigh 115, and it can kind of be tricky to find. I mean, for a while this was a hot item and you couldn't get components or nothing, but now it's kind of fallen out of popularity and you can. So I went and recently bought some of this PPU ammo, and it has a 115 grain bullet. And this ammo seemed to shoot better than this here in the rifle at 100 yards. And then when I went to 200, I went and just shot up a box of this because I want to get rid of it and use the cases to reload. Now I believe you can use an AR-15 magazine. It would just be reduced, but I went and bought ones. I think you can see that they were brand new aluminum bodied mags, and they got a follower 6.8. You can either take a standard 5.56 mag and change out the follower, or you can buy them like this, which is basically an AR 30 round AR mag. See the maker on the back there with a different follower in it. There we go. That's the manufacturer. And so that's about all that's different on there. I kind of like the cartridge. I like the fact that it's got more power and a larger bullet. But that's a glance at it now. I'll do some other videos on this when I get into reloading. But that's the ammo I used. And now we'll go to the segment on the range. And then just when I get time, I will do more. Maybe a better one of the gun or shooting it more often. Okay, so now we'll go to the range with it. Alright, also today while I was out, I took my 6.8 Remington Special Purpose AR out. I'm using some of this Czech ammo. I got this years ago when I first built the gun, but it's a 110 grain bullet, full metal jacket. And I found it doesn't work as well as PPU's 115 grain bullet. But I only have a few of those cartridges. So I did some work at 100 and seeing the group was closer. So now that I'm out here at 200, just for the hell of it, I'm going to burn up this ammo before I start concocting a reload for this gun. And I was just trying to see if I can hit anything with this gun out at 200 yards. Okay, well, we'll go down and take a look at the target. With our PPU 115 grain ammo at 100 yards, I kind of got this with the 6.8 special purpose cartridge, which isn't too terrible. Now with the Czech ammo, basically I kind of got this big spread. If you notice the difference between them, you know, the group's a lot tighter here. For this one, it's not as consistent. Okay, and then the missus went, and I believe I gave her some of the PPU and the Czech. The Czech stuff probably went high, and then just to test out my theory, she started banging some bullseyes and kept them in a tighter group. So, in other words, the 5 up high were the Czech, and the 5 in the diamond were the PPU ammo. She's got a steadier hand than mine, so I kind of bring her out here to test stuff. So that's the results for that 6.8 at 100 yards. Now we'll go take a look at the 200 yard target. Okay, this is our check ammo at 200 yards. What it is I still have about 100 rounds of that, so I just wanted to burn it up. I'm going to try to get some more of the PPU 115 grain. Now, the difference between the two cartridges is the check ammo is 110 and the PPU is 115, which is basically what they kind of call the cartridge out for. But still, at 200 yards off the bench, combat accuracy, that's more than sufficient for a military gun with open sights. Okay, so the ammo's there, but I think the PPU ammo would give a little bit closer group, and that's what I'm kind of looking for. So that's my results at 200 yards, which isn't too terrible for a gun with open sights.